Go ahead and start recording, Mr. Dooley.
It's ready to go.
All right.
Action.
Welcome to the assembly. Before we start discussing things, we are going to have a word from our principal, Mr. Dooley.
Thank you, Connor. Welcome everybody to the first school A-ZOOMbly that we have going. It's good to see everybody here with us online, and more people will be joining us. This is quite a different kind of year, but still we're all together, and it's going to be wonderful to see the work that our kids have been doing to share. And once this is over with, I will be uploading the recording to YouTube and sending the link out this weekend. Thanks so much. And I'm really excited to see the work. Take it away.
So, as you all must expect, this school will allow you to flex your creative muscles. Various projects in pretty much every medium are possible. And the school is supportive even in niche subjects. Maybe crochet, you could do that. The pathways you have at your disposal are flexible enough. And, what are pathways? Pathways are specialized curriculums based around a specific broad subject. So like programming, visual media, or traditional art, stuff like that. These pathways, will allow you to have certain classes that focus on your, specific interests. So right now, instead of just telling you what you can do, we do have a slideshow to show you, what is possible. Take it away, Morgan.
All right, you can start the slideshow. Hello, and welcome back. A presentation unfortunately and begrudgingly conducted by us seniors. Photography and fine arts. 3 drawings from Eva Cotton. 1 drawing by Nat Cologne. 1 drawing by Danny Dumont. 1 drawing by Elizabeth Brownlow. 1 digital drawing by Alexa Madrigal. 1 photograph from Angelique Garcia. 1 drawing from Selena Rodriguez, or 3. 1 paint photo by Izzy Lubrit. 1 drawing from Lauren McMurty. 1 drawing from Alaya G. 1 drawing from Jacob Bowden. 1 photo from Alaya. 1 photo from Anna Cotton. 1 photo from Cassidy Orange. 1 photo from Chris. 1 photo from Jack. 1 photo from Julia. 1 photo from Kai. 1 photo from Aaron Meehan. 1 photo from Martin Nutt. 1 photo from Michael K. 1 photo from Oceana Payne. 1 photo from Penelope Fentz. 1 photo from Reagan. One photo from Rio JP. One photo from Ruby. One photo from Ryan Scary. One photo by JJ Keeter. One photo from Antonio. One photo from Suhaili. One photo by Suholi and Julia. One photo from Achilles Trujillo. One photo from Azriel Garcia. One photo from Helena Rubio. One photo from Izzy Bingham. One photo from Jay Kincaid. One photo from Paul Padilla. One photo from CJ Sampson. One photo from Wyatt Wild. Programming and design. One character from Selena Rodriguez. You can go back. I think people want to read it.
Nix and Oni is the daughter of a miner and a seamstress who works in the big city ruled by the royal. His dream is to become a gunsmith and explore the vibe of the lands that surround the monster world. When the castle is overrun with the royal dragon's family army, Princess Aiko has no choice but to flee her homeland and find a way to take down the Dragon King. Nix's role is a gunslinger, while Aiko's role is the healer in the party.
Film and television. Yeah. Actually, one animation by Jacob Bowden. Also, Izzy, I can pause you after this because I can temporarily share my screen to show it.
Is there sound? When you share a screen, did you hit the audio?
Do you know why you bear your Xanthus condition? You are not bound to fate's woven strings. You're meant to survive and die when you choose. You're part of something bigger, an extension of myself. I cannot prevent the consequences your current predicament brings. I can only guide you forward. Provide me sacrifice, and in return I will bestow upon you with incomprehensible favor.
Second video from Calvin Novotny.
Press the square on the bottom right of the video so it can expand.
Not done yet. I'm going to share my screen to play the video that was restricted. All right, tell me if you can hear the audio, all right? Can you hear it? No? All right. Share sound. All right. Hear it? Okay.
Soldier boy, tough. Yeah, I got this new damn for y'all called Soldier boy. Just gotta punch me and crank back through time from left to right. Soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it, why me roll? Why me crank that soldier boy, that Superman, that all that why me crank that soldier, 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 that why soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it, why me roll? Why me crank that soldier boy, that Superman, that all that why me crank that soldier, 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 that why soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me lean that, why me rock? Superman, that yeah, why me crank that Robocop? Super friend, now why me jocking on them, hate them, like when I do that soldier boy, I let to the left and crank that thing out. I'm jocking on it. If we get the fight, then I'm cocking on it. You catch me at your local party, yes I crank it every day. Haters getting mad, I got me some baby ladies. Soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it, why me roll? Why me crank that soldier boy, that Superman, that all that why me crank that soldier, 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 why soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it, why me roll? Why me crank that soldier boy, that Superman.
All right, those are all of them. So now this is the time for questions and answers. You should turn on the chat now so people can ask questions. All right, the chat's on. You guys can ask questions.
The one who made that mashup was Morgan West right here.
I don't think you're gonna get many questions on chat. Does
Yeah, I
anybody
think-
want to verbalize the question? You know,
You're allowed to
Yeah,
talk. We won't
yeah.
yell at you.
chat has
I
been
have a
abused.
question from one of my students who doesn't have their computer at the moment. How did they make the shape video? She wants to know.
A lot of PNGs. Basically just like background PNG and then like different PNG for the text box and then text separately over that text box. And then I animated the PNGs to make them move and look less like PNGs. And that's basically how I did it. And then I put an overlay over everything so it blended together a little bit better, but that's about it. It's fairly simple.
Cool. Thank you, Calvin.
Somebody asked how long it took to make the shape video. I made that in maybe an hour or two.
Nick, you
Nick
have
has
your
a
hand
question.
raised.
What's Nick's question, Nick?
What is it, Nick?
Okay, I have another question from a sixth grader. What software did you use for which one? To make the song mashup, I guess?
I use Audacity for that.
Cool, thank you.
All right, I got a question. Yes.
What is your question?
How come the last names are so weird? I withdraw my question.
I've
Okay, I
got a student who wants to know how long it took you guys as seniors to put together the presentation. So like the slideshow that you just gave us.
Do you want the truth?
Yes.
I don't think we can handle the truth, Calvin.
That's fine. Realistically, it took like 2 weeks. I think actively working on it, it probably wasn't that long, but we kind of stretched it out as much as we could because first off, a lot of it was just waiting for people to send us stuff, and not a lot of people were sending us stuff. So yeah. But like it took maybe like 3 hours total if I had to assign a time to it.
Okay, I have another question from a sixth grader. What app or whatever did some of the digital art, was the digital art made in? So we would like some more information about the digital art from anybody who did digital art.
There
One of the
are.
artists. Oh, one of the
Sorry.
artists used Clip Studio Paint for their digital art piece.
Not every art app is, terrible. You can use them. You could use any app. It's not the app that is usually the problem. It's just, you got to adapt to the app and see, the pros, the cons. Some apps may work for some people, some may not. It's just all comes down to preference. Famous
Alpaca's a
one.
good program.
What, Eva?
Fire Alpaca, that's what I use.
Yeah, and a good art one that I like is an app called Krita. I think it's for free. You can also use a kind of Photoshop, a free version of Photoshop called GIMP. It's open source and it has a lot of customization. It's a little hard to get, a handle of, but it's pretty good, I'd say.
Thank you. That gives us
Use-
something to look to.
Use can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I use Photoshop for my art. Just
You can even use MS Paint. It all comes down to town. I'm sure.
I use Adobe Animate to animate as well. Awesome. Bye.
Sorry about that.
Any other questions?
Yes, one more question from the sixth graders. How long did it take to make the first video that we saw? I don't remember who that was by, but I think it was Calvin. Was it Calvin? Can you speak to your first video there?
Oh, the trailer I did?
Yes.
What do you want to know about it? Sorry, I didn't hear much of the question. There was a lot of noise going on. Okay.
Sorry. How
Oh,
long did it take?
well-
And just maybe some details about how you did it.
Okay, so that's more part of a much bigger film project. It's part of a short film I did. The full short film is like 15 minutes long. But that entire project took months. I started working on it before school ended last year, and I finished a couple weeks before school started this year. And so the overall thing took a really long time, but the trailer itself was probably one of the easiest parts to put together, because at that point I already had all my footage, I already had edited everything and color corrected everything. So that was just something I threw together in maybe like an hour, basically. But the full film itself was way harder to put together than that.
Awesome. Are you entering it into some contests? Is that why you made a trailer, or?
I haven't. I originally thought I was going to, but then as soon as I started looking at like horror movie contests to enter it in, they're all either like $50 entrance fees, or it's like too late for submission.
Got it.
Never too late, Calvin. We'll find a place for it. How did your premiere go on August 13th?
My premiere was decent. The trailer got a lot more views than the movie did, which is kind of sad because I spent advertising money on the trailer. And that didn't really do anything. Moral of the story, don't advertise on YouTube. Spend your money elsewhere, for the love of God. But the movie itself, it did decently. It did nowhere near as good as my first movie, which got like 5,000 views. But I can't be mad at it. I had fun doing it, and I think it's one of my best films yet, even though not a lot of people have seen it.
Are there any more questions?
So Connor, this is Mr. Dan, not a question, but if there aren't students' questions, I'm going to go to the other room so I can actually be on camera. I want to talk about student government, honor society, but if there are other questions first, but.
Okay. Last chance. John?
So when are we actually choosing our pathways? Like when do we?
When you enter high school.
So John, to add to your question, at least for the guys that were in my advisory last spring, we made a pathway commitment after that spring parent-teacher conference at the end of the sophomore year. So that was part of what decided your classes then for your junior year.
Are there any more questions? Last chance.
And let me add to the pathways, also, as you are progressing through media arts, you want to think of an internship. There's no idea that isn't worth talking about. So we were able to do some really exciting internships over the past year, even in the COVID situation, the pandemic. And we are really wanting to focus on that, so our kids really have that experience with internship and industry partners. Thanks a lot. Take it away, Mr. Frampton.
Okay, so now that we're through our first grading term, we have grades so that we can start our honor roll again, our honor society, I should say. And you need a 3.0 cumulative GPA or higher, and there is a service requirement. So next week, I will send, Mr. Dooley and I will send an email out to the students who are eligible for it. And then we'll have a planning meeting, hopefully by the end of next week, but no later than the 1st of October. We also are going to be able to have a student government, and same thing. I'm going to have a meeting next week as terms of what that would look like and students who are interested. For the student government, you only have to have I think it's a 2.5 GPA. So there is still a GPA expectation in honor society and student government. You can also have no major infractions of behavior, but beyond that, they're both going to be pretty open. I want to see students really engage in the school, either way through honor society, which will have that service component, or the student government, which will do internal things for the school. Generally speaking, with the student government, there will be officers for the entire school, and then so each class will have at least a representative, if not officers, for each grade. We will probably have the middle school and high school separate, but I'm going to flush that out a little bit after talking with the teachers and other people who might want to be involved. So those are a couple of things. Then also to try and just get us up and running on things, at the end of next month, the last week of October, we normally have Spirit Week, where we have a theme each day, and we'll kind of do that. And then the last day, Friday, is when we'll actually celebrate Halloween. I want to have next week, and I'm gonna invite students, a little bit of a planning committee, just to kind of get us up and going on that, and see what students want to do. So those are, again, the two things: honor society and student government, and that'll take a little more planning. And then anyone who wants to help with the planning for Spirit Week will be welcome. And I'll send an email out, and we'll have one, either a meeting during lunch or in that 8 to 9 hour or somewhere in the day. I will also probably have my two interns, Tori and Shelly, help. And so just so you've probably seen me around with me, but so this is Tori, and back there is Shelly. As I said, I just really want to see students take ownership of their school. I want to give opportunities to really engage deeply. One of the things we were talking about recently is for students to have kind of a role in learning how to mediate conflicts, and like not necessarily a student court, but an opportunity for students to help solve student problems and build some of these things. Having talked with students in the past couple of weeks, there's a lot of challenges still. You know, for a lot of us, we've not been in school for more than a year. And some of the things that are causing conflicts are discussions about the virus and the vaccine and just general things. And there's, from what I've heard, there's plenty of interest among students to have an opportunity to kind of discuss challenges and resolve conflict more than them letting them build to a point where they really become an issue for people. Any questions? Okay, well, like I said, I'll send those emails out and either next week or the following, we'll have meetings regarding honor society and student government. And then definitely next week, we will do a planning committee for Spirit Week and see what will the themes be and what are the kind of things we might be able to do. Thank you all. I appreciate working with you all.
Thank you, Mr. Frampton. It's great working with you too. So Connor we're wrapping it up.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. With that, final, thank you everybody for the first school A-ZOOMbly of the school year. The next one will be November 5th. That's on a Friday, and the juniors will be hosting that one. So excited to see what's going to be happening in the next several weeks. Take care and have a safe weekend. And remember, conferences are coming up, so we hope our parents and kids are signing up for that. Then we have our fall break, the final 2 days of the 7th and 8th. And of course, if you're going to the balloon fiesta, please be sure to be safe. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on campus.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.